How much does India abuse? How much Gali does India give? Which state is more abusive? Which state is the least abusive? Well, such a survey is now out, its findings are now out, and we are going to discuss all of that in this program. Hi, my name is Sanket Upadhyay, and you're watching me on The Federal. So I'm going to show you a map. This map has been released by a website called India in Pixels. This is a map, a visual depiction. This is part of a campaign called Gali Band Ghar, which means that let's remove abuses and abusive vocabulary from our households. He has been conducting this research from 2014 to 2025, and now all of that has been collated in the form of a map to show you which state abuses more and which abuses the least. You'll be shocked to know the results. So let's quickly tell you the methodology. About 70,000 participants across urban and rural India were surveyed, from autowalas to aunties, students to sanitation workers. This was conducted between 2014 and 2025. The goal was to understand just how casually India throws around cuss words, especially within families, which means abusive vocabulary inside the house and outside. So it's an extensive survey. Over here, specifically abuses addressed to a mother or a sister as MC and BC. So let's first start with the number one state or area which is infamous for abuses, the national capital, New Delhi. According to this survey, 80% of the people in Delhi are abusive. 80%. I'm not surprised. I know even you aren't. You were expecting these results, weren't you? The next most abusive state is Punjab. Again, no prizes for guessing. At 78%, just 2 short of Delhi. Then comes Uttar Pradesh, which is at 74, 6 short of Delhi, but still very high. Bihar at 74%, the same as Uttar Pradesh. So you've got Haryana at 62%, Rajasthan at 68%, Maharashtra at 58%, Gujarat at 55%. These are the most abusive states in India, where people are most abusive. Now, obviously, you can refer to this as the Hindi belt or the Western Indian belt, but there are other key findings here. For instance, in central India, you've got Madhya Pradesh at 48, still high, but not as much as Uttar Pradesh. Chhattisgarh is at 45, Odisha at 39, Telangana at 35. Oh, I'm going to get to South India in just a short moment. Then you've got Uttarakhand at 45, Himachal at 43. Surprisingly, in Jammu and Kashmir, only 15% people are abusive, 15% in Ladakh, and the whole of Northeast fares really well on the abusive front. Sikkim is at 15, Assam 18, Arunachal 18, Nagaland 16, Manipur 15, Mizoram, Tripura at 17 and 15 respectively, and Meghalaya at 15. Bengal and Jharkhand around the 40% mark. Now let's take you to the south of this country. In south of India, how abusive are these states? So the results are in front of you. Telangana, least abusive from what I can see, at 35%. Then Andhra Pradesh at 39%. You've got Karnataka at 44%. You've got Kerala at 42%. In fact, Tamil Nadu and Karnataka are tied at 44%. As a general proposition, what you see according to this map is that people in the south of this country, in all the 5 South Indian states, abuse far less than Delhi, Haryana, Punjab, Uttar Pradesh, Bihar, and Rajasthan. These are the most abusive states, states where people love to use the cuss words. And by the way, this is a survey which was done on not just men, just in case you felt that men must be spearheading this campaign of abusing women. Men must be abusing a mother and a sister. You'll be surprised to know that this survey had equal number of respondents who were women, which means women have used these swear words as well against mother and sister. The overall Gali index of India stands at 55%, which means 55% of this country is abusive. Now, that is not a very good thing. We spoke to Ashish Chaudhary, the man who visualized this research. He spoke to us. Let's listen into what he had to say.
So I got to know that this survey is ongoing since 2014. So that's 11 years in the making. And Professor has covered almost 70,000 people across socioeconomic backgrounds. So I requested him for like the complete data set. The newspapers just had like the top 10 states. So he sent me the complete data. I cleaned it. I parsed the numbers. I created the map for this.
So you must have heard Ashish has been mentioning the word of Professor Sunil Jaglan. So we spoke to him as well.
During my tenure, I initiated campaigns like Beti Bachao, Period Chart, Selfie with Daughter. In 2014, I launched the Gali Bandh Ghar Abhiyan after being disturbed by the use of abusive language in my village. Since then, I have traveled to around 5,000 villages across the country, visiting universities, schools, and participating in various formal programs.
Now, let me give you my personal experience. It would be cheating, it would be unfair and grave injustice right now to claim that I have never abused. Of course, I have. Everybody has. We all use swear words because they have been normalized in our society, particularly if you live in Delhi, like I do. Been grown up around people who just casually throw a lot of cuss words in their conversation, even if they don't have to. But last year, I joined a very interesting campaign called Bharat Against Abuse. BAA is actually an initiative of a spiritual leader called Swami Oma in Varanasi, the same Uttar Pradesh where 74% people are abusive. And Bharat Against Abuse is a campaign where people can join and take a pledge that they will never abuse, particularly against mother and sister. I joined this pledge. We also spoke to Swami Oma. Let's listen into an excerpt on what he thinks was the motivation behind launching such a campaign.
दरअसल क्या होता है, हमें ऐसा लगता है कि गालियां देना बहुत ही कूल, बहुत ही ट्रेंडी, या कभी-कभी अपनी कुछ तो इस तरह के बुद्धिमान इस देश में घूमते हैं जो ये कहते हैं कि गालियां देने से बहुत कंफर्ट फील होता है, मानो अंदर का गुबार निकल गया। आप बहुत तरह की दूसरी गालियां दे सकते हैं, लेकिन स्त्री-सूचक गालियां देने का मतलब होता है कि आप समाज में स्त्रियों को एक सेक्सुअल ऑब्जेक्ट की तरह प्रेजेंट कर रहे हैं। तो जितना संभव हो सके स्त्रियों को इसके खिलाफ खड़ा होना चाहिए। हर एक उस चीज को पूरी तरह से उसको नकार देना चाहिए जिनमें नारी सूचक अपशब्द आते हैं, चाहे वो साहित्य हो, चाहे वो सिनेमा हो, चाहे वो कोई नाटक हो या कोई कॉमेडी के नाम पर कोई फूहड़ मनोरंजन किया जा रहा हो।
So the survey is out. You know where your state stands. I don't think this is something to be proud of. I mean, if the national capital is 80% abusive, I don't think this is something to take great pride in. Or if Uttar Pradesh, Bihar, Haryana, Rajasthan and Punjab are extremely abusive and are number one in having an abusive population, well, this is a reflection of the society. And I don't think this is worth celebrating. So it's very important that what has been tabulated in this graph should be an alarm bell for all of us to ensure that we slowly become a least abusive country. We abuse less. Do remember, should you feel the need to use cuss words in your conversation, then there is something wrong with the point that you are making. Perhaps your words are not strong enough. Perhaps you don't have the facility of the language. Perhaps your thoughts are unclear. Perhaps you need to read and write more, and perhaps be a better citizen. Let's take this pledge together to make India Gali free. That's all the time we have in this special broadcast. I'll see you again. Bye-bye.